So today we are going to elaborate about OSI model. Okay, we have seen about IP addressing for the communication between electronic devices. We use IP addressing. We can consider it as a kind of a naming convention, like if a device want to connect to any other device. When it comes to, is it a computer to server or server to computer or computer to computer, anything, any logical address should be needed. That logical address or a name should be called as an IP address. And we have seen that how the IP is created and how the IP is managed by an organization, and how the IP is going to understand, like, okay, if it comes from a specific IP, how the system is going to understand what is that exact IP in a binary format. Okay, but the thing is, IP is just a kind of a source to recognize a specific device. Okay, if you want to send an email, the other receiver also have an IP, and you need to have an IP because you have to sending the email through the internet. Okay, for that only, the recognition purpose only, the IP is needed. But the thing is, there are number of things are included in between while you are sending an email to someone, your friend or your colleague. Okay, there are networking models over there. There are majorly two networking models over there in the entire world, that is OSI model and TCP IP model. Okay, let's decode each thing. Okay, in OSI model there are 7 layers are there. When it comes to the TCP IP, there are 4 or 5 major layers are there. Okay, at present generation we are using TCP IP, but OSI also some phases it is still used by some people or some organizations. So what is exactly OSI model? Okay, how these 7 steps are helping to send or receive the data. Okay, so in 7 layers, the first layer is application, and the second layer is a presentation layer, third is session, fourth is a transport layer, fifth is a network layer, and sixth is data link layer, and the last one is a physical layer. Okay, we're going to deep dive about each and every one. Let's go to the application layer. Okay, so in application layer, like you can consider, like, application layer is used by a networking applications. Okay, it means computer applications. You can take it as an example, like a Google Chrome, okay, or Firefox, or anything, even mail, email, Zoom, like while we are connecting a Zoom, right, with the help of Zoom only. So what kind of application is using internet, it should be considered as a, it should be we can consider it is in the application layer. Let's assume you want to send an email to someone. Okay, once you click that, or once you click on sending the email in your browser, you have to log into your Chrome browser or Firefox browser, you have to go to the Google email or something, you're going to type some email and you're going to send it to your particular person, a particular receiver. Once you did that, what will happen? Once you click send, okay, it is going to the presentation layer. Once it is in application layer, okay, that means you have just opened it in a GUI format. You have just opened your email and write some email and clicked on send. Okay, it is in the application layer. Once you click that, it is going to the presentation layer. Okay, let me paint it one by one at least. Yeah, you are sending something which is called an email. You can call it. Yeah. Okay, the email in the GUI interface, you have just clicked it. It is showcasing the application layer. You clicked it. Once it is crossing the application layer, it is going to the, yeah. So what will happen in the presentation layer? Okay, in the presentation layer there are few things happen, that is translation, data compression, and encryption. I'll write it here. Forget about the spelling mistakes. Data compression. Okay. Encryption. So what is translation? Simply you have sent an email in a human readable format. Let's assume you write something to your manager. Hey, I'm not feeling well buddy today. I would like to take a sick leave for today and tomorrow. You've written that, but system can't understand that, right? The computers or the digital devices can able to understand it in a binary format only. Okay, whatever it is, whether it is an email or if you want to send a file to your friend in a WhatsApp also, it should be comes under OSA layer. If you want to watch a YouTube video also, it should be comes under OSA layer only, whatever it is. Okay, the network model is used for the data transmission in the entire world. So it is converted into 7 layers. Okay, that is called as a OSI. Okay, that OSI model, those 7 layers we are just decoding layer by layer. So we are just taking an example as email. So while you're sending an email, once you click that, it is going to the presentation layer. In that presentation layer, first thing is translation happen. Okay, translation means, let's assume there is in a like what's a normal format, like it is in a b c d kind of in that format. Once it is converted into, okay, like a binary format, 0110 kind of format, that should be called as a translation. Once the translation done, it is going to the data compression. For suppose you are sending an email, that email consisting some documents or something also there, or maybe that email should be a very big, you written a very big email. Okay, let's comes under, it is a 5 MB email. Okay, instead of sending 5 MB email directly, maybe it should take a more time. Okay, the receiver also should take more time. Even the sender, while you're sending it, it should more time while it is passing through the internet. At that point of time, first thing, it is going to be translated into the system readable format, and then it is going to be compressed to maybe 1 MB or maybe less than. You can simply say it as like it is going to make it as a zip format or something. It is completely happening in throughout the internet only. We can't see those things. Okay, so the data compression happened, it is going to be encrypted. Okay, first thing is it is going to modify into human readable to system readable format, and then it is going to compressed, okay, for sending it easily, and then it is going to be encrypted. You already know the encryption. Instead of the same thing, even if it is in a system readable format or human readable format, whether it is compressed or decompressed, it is going to be encrypted. Okay, it is going to be completely encrypted. Even we, our system also not going to understand what it is inside there. We can't decrypt it. It is happening in the presentation layer. Okay, it is happening in the presentation layer. Once these three things happen, again the presentation layer moved that data packets. Usually their data should be traveled through the internet in a packets mode. Session layer, yeah. So it is sent to the session layer. Okay, the data is converted into packets. You can consider a mail is having a 5 MB, it is going to be translated, compressed, encrypted, and it is going to be converted into individual packets. Let's assume it is created a 10 packets or 100 packets. It should be called as a data packets. It is sent to session layer. Okay, in this session layer, okay, there is a thing called net bias, like a network basic input output system is there in the session layer. Okay, okay, it will allows the application in different computers to communicate each other. Okay, okay. Sorry. The thing is happening here is I've said it is going to be compressed into some level. Maybe the 5 MB into 1 MB at least. Okay, it is compressed into 1 MB, even though it is also converted into a small chunks or into a data packets mode. Once the session layer, like once the presentation layer send it to the session layer is going to take care about until unless you close the session. Let's assume I've opened my browser and open my Gmail and write the email and send it to someone. I'll click it. Until unless I close that browser, it is going to taken care how much time the user is opened that session, and when it is closed. Till that time, the session layer is going to taken care about that. How, like the session, how much time is happening, it is controlled by the session layer. So the data is coming to the session layer from the presentation layer in a compressed and translated, compressed in an encryption format. Maybe it should be uh, varied from, like it is changed from one size to the some other size. Still, if the size is not compatible, let's assume you are sending the email from your computer. The computer is having a capacity of sending 5 MB data at a time, but the receiver is using a mobile instead of computer or PC. That mobile is don't have that much capacity. Okay, I'll give an example here. Okay, you're sending it to the a mobile don't have that capacity. I'll give. Okay, you're sending 1 MB, even though the mobile can't able to accept that 1 MB speed of data. It is going to ask the session layer to, hey, please reduce that. Okay, thus in the session layer it is happening, your mobile, the receiver's mobile and your computer is going to understand. Okay, the receiver can't receive this much of speed or this much of data at a time, so it is going to send it to the alignment. Maybe it is asking for a 500 kb. Okay, instead of 1 MB, 500 kb. Okay, the capacity of mobile is just 500 kb only. Let's assume the system is going to send it at 300 kb. Again, it is going to be a problem. Maybe it is going to take more time to receive the data. So all these things are happening at the session layer. That means how much time the user is taken care or working, or before the closing, how much time it is taking. The session layer is taken care about that specific thing, and also the data transmission between the device to device, like how much capacity is having the receiver and sender. So it is going to send exactly what is the capacity of a receiver, then only it should be sent. Maybe sometimes the sender is sending through the mobile, the receiver is going to receiving in a system. At that point of time, you are sending at 5 mbps or 500 mbps speed. Even though the system can able to receive it in a more than speed, it can able to access 1 MB or 5 MB, 5 Mbps speed also. At that point of time, the session layer is going to take and care that point. Maybe if it wants to reduce the speed or reduce the capacity or reduce the amount of chunks or amount of the data sending, it is going to take and care. It is going to align. It is going to create a alignment in between those devices. Okay, so these three things happening at your browser level only. Okay, application layer, presentation layer, session layer. That means it is in a user. You can consider it is a user layer, application layer, which is nothing but a user layer. That means you are opening and sending or doing anything. Okay, and the presentation layer is a beneath of application layer, is going to take care of this translation, data compression, encryption. After that, it is going to send it to the session layer. Session layer is going to create an establishment between the two devices. That means sender and receiver, how much speed and how much time they are going to take to send these things. Okay, these all things happening at your browser level only. Once you are open our browser and doing sending an email, all these things are happening at the browser level only. Once you cross the session layer, okay, once you cross the session layer, it is going to it is going to the transport layer. So while you are sending an email, the data compression happened and the session is going to take care how much time, and it is going to create a bandwidth between two devices. We are missed something, that is authentication and authorization. Actually, the authentication and authorization is also happened at this session layer only. That means while you are sending an email or while you are logging into a specific any website or something, or while you are going to sending something or uploading something, it is going to verify the user who are doing these things are authenticated and authorized or not. It is happening within a fraction of seconds only. While you're clicking something, while you're uploading something, it is going to verify that okay, the specific user who are logged here, that means authenticated here, is authorized to do that or not. Okay, you can't without logging into any application, you can't do anything. For suppose if you want to purchase something, you want to open a Flipkart application and you want to select a product, you want to purchase that kind of thing, it is going to verify that. The session layer is going to verify that is that particular user is authenticated. Okay, maybe he is logged in with credentials. Okay, authentication done. Again, you are going to purchase something. Is this specific guy is going to purchase this thing is authorized or not? Okay, authentication is different, authorization is different. Authentication is just giving the right credentials, but authorization is having the right permissions. Okay, let's assume you are working in a bank or something. Not every person authorized to open the vault, like where the money is stored, where the gold is stored. Okay, everyone is an employee, but authorization is given to a specific person, like manager, assistant manager, or a cashier, some kind of thing. The same way, whether you are log into any kind of application or whether you are using any kind of application, that doesn't mean you can able to anything with that application. Okay, you have a limited permissions, that is called authorization. If you are doing something, that means you are authorized to do that specific thing or not. So the authorization authentication is also happening at session layer, and these three layers is happening at your browser level. Once you are open the browser and sending an email or something, it is happening all the three in a fraction of seconds in your at your browser level only. Once it is crossed your browser, it is going to the transport layer. Okay, it is go to the transport layer. Just a second, I'm just verifying any key points. Yeah. So once it is crossed the session layer, it is going to the transport layer. In this transport layer, the data is sent by the session layer. Maybe it is going to be a individual data chunks or something. It is again going to modified into different small piece of data chunks to send it to very easy through the internet or throughout the internet, I can say. Okay, so it we can call it as a segments. Okay, a single email is going to break into individual segments, or you can simply say it is going to cutting a paper, parcel it and send it. Once it is received, we are going to attach or commit each and everything, those kind of thing. So it is breaked into segments. Okay, the segments is nothing but a data packets only. Okay, data packets is again the email only. The email is going to break into individual data packets, because we can't send the entire email at a time. We can break it and make individual segments. We can send it easily. We can send segment by segment easily. Okay, so in the transport layer, the segmentation is happened. In this segmentation, each segment will provide a sequence number. Okay, each, just a second.
Was here one small question before we are going to forward.
Yeah, please.
So whatever the operations which we have done in presentation layer, like translation, data compression, and
Yeah,
encryption, these things done after authentication only, right? How this layer comes before the session. Like as you said, we are going to send a mail from source to target, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
So if you want to perform that, so authentication is required, right? Mandatory. Even if you take any kind of application like mobile to mobile
Yeah,
or application
yeah,
to application.
yeah.
So can you clarify that? So why it comes before this?
Sorry, I didn't get you. What you are saying? It is going to cross the session layer. After
Yes.
that, it is going
No, no,
to
no,
transfer.
no. Presentation layer. Presentation layer. It should come after
Ah,
session layer, right? So
no, 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 no.
uh,
Yeah, presentation layer. Once the presentation layer crossed, it is going to the session layer. Yes. Then,
I'm saying like it should come before because of so whatever the
no, no, no.
operations.
Let me give an example. So you just sending an email. Okay, you can consider this as a user interface. You can consider application layer like a Gmail interface. You can consider. Okay,
Okay.
you just opened your Gmail, write an email, and send. Once clicked it, it is going to the presentation layer. Okay, at the browser level only, it is happening behind, but we don't see that. We can't able to see that what is happening behind. Okay, it is the technology and the terminology used by each and every application throughout the world. Okay, once you click the send, it is what's happening in frequency of like in a within a seconds what will happen. Okay, if I click send to you, like if I'm sending an email to you, once I click send, it is going to reach you directly. Maybe it should take a 1 or 2 seconds. Okay, in the entire time what will happen? Okay, in the entire time what will happen, let me show you this diagram again. Okay, I have sent an email, so it is started at application and crossed all through these layers and crossed my physical layer. That means my, like if I'm using LAN or if I'm using my Wi-Fi, okay, whether it is connected through wire or wireless, it is crossed my physical layer at my premises. It is crossed again. You received at the physical layer only because you are also using a Wi-Fi or mobile data, whatever it is. It is again started. It is got you by a physical layer. Once it is got you, sorry, you got that specific data. It is going to decode it. It is in an encoded format. While I'm sending, it is going to decode it to you. Okay, it is going to cross all these layers and comes to you in the presentation layer. Again, you opened your email. It is at the presentation layer. How it is happening from top to bottom and bottom to top at like in a fraction of seconds. Okay, how this data is transmitted with the help of this OSI model in a fraction of seconds. I'm explaining that only. What your exact doubt here? It is crossing each and every layer like in this which like in this specific process only. There is no shuffle here. It should be cross presentation, session, transport, network, data, physical. Again, it is going to decode it from physical, data, network, transport, session, presentation, and application. Okay, the thing is, just wait for 5 to 10 minutes. You will get it. My exact point of view. Okay,
Okay,
I'll
okay.
give clear example instead of confusing all this. Okay, so it is crossed the session layer. The thing is happened here. You sent an email. It is going to modified into system readable format or system understandable format and encrypted format also. So this encryption you can call the SSL or TLS. Okay, like the HTTP or something we have seen, right? I said like the data is transmitting in an encrypted format. No one can able to read. Okay, like HTTPS, you can see. So those things, if a third party person is trying to intercept the data while you are sending an email to someone, the hacker can able to intercept your email in between before you are sending it to him. He can stop it. There is a possibility over there. At that point of time, he can't able to read that data because it is in an encrypted format. Okay, once it crossed the application layer, maybe it is compressed or translated into the system readable also. He can able to read if the encryption is not there. So the encryption also happened there. So the hacker cannot be read. Even if he can able to read that, it is showcasing like some kind of letters, words, and it's a kind of a combinations things. No one can able to understand it until unless he have to or she have to decrypt that one. Okay, A normal hacker cannot be decrypt, okay, encrypted by some kind of applications. Let's assume you are using a SSL certificate or TLS certificate through the web. It is sent like I'm sending an email to you. If someone wants to try to attack, or someone wants to block that specific data or block that specific mail, we can consider it as a traffic, web traffic. While you are doing sending email or watching Netflix or purchasing anything in e-commerce or something, whatever it is, it should be considered as a web traffic. That traffic can be able to capture by anyone, can able to read by anyone. That means a hacker can able to read or capture your specific web traffic, but at that point of time also he can't able to read that because it is in an encrypted format. Okay, after the presentation layer, it is going to the session layer. The session layer is going to create a bridge between the devices. It is going to understand. Okay, that means let's assume if I want to send a file or a movie to you through the WhatsApp, how much time it should take? A file like a video file or something. It is a 1 GB. How much time it should take? A
Minimum
1
it will
GB
take
file,
5 minutes.
maybe 5 minutes. If you have a 100 Mbps speed, even I have a 100 Mbps speed because I have to uploading, right? Uploading speed is important and download speed is also important. That means you have enough internet. Maybe you are going to download it with the help of any kind of application. Okay, maybe you are using WhatsApp, that is also considered as an application, that web application. Again, you're sending it, again it is going to translated, compressed. Instead of sending directly 1 GB, it is going to compress to some kind of kbs or mbs something. Okay, it is going to encrypt it. Again it is going to send. While sending, okay, you are sending it to a specific person also, that WhatsApp algorithm are behind things also verifying, okay, this person is uh, like a recognized person or not, or he is having authority to send it to the specific person or not. It is going to happen. Maybe some kind of applications won't need the authentication or something, but initially it is going to verify it because you are a certified user, because you are using your mobile number. With the help of a mobile number only you are using your WhatsApp, right? It is going to verifying in behind, okay, the person is an actual person or not. What if I'm going to steal your credentials, or if I can able to access your what it is, um, WhatsApp web or something, okay? If anything malicious is happening or detected by the WhatsApp algorithm, it is going to block that. Okay, maybe you haven't got that kind of situation, but even intentionally or unintentionally, if don't those kind of things will happen also, the algorithm will capture it. Okay, throughout the web or throughout the application also, if anything malicious happens, it is going to stop it. So that thing is happening at the session layer. Okay, all these three things are happening at your end only. Who are sending? The user who are sending, at the website level or the browser level only happening all these things. Okay, like the speed controlling, you can simply say speed controlling. If I'm sending that 1 GB video to you, it is going to get to know how much time it is going to take and how much data can we able to send with this much speed. Based on that, is it is going to take, okay, it should need at least a minute, or it should need a 30 seconds. Before you, at the time you are going to switch off your Wi-Fi or something, what will happen? You will face a interruption. That means I'm not able to send you properly, or you are not able to receive it properly. A broken amount of data only you can receive. Okay, that is the thing. Or else the internet is slow. Okay, while you are sending the data. Okay, it should maintain the connectivity between the you like a sender and receiver. Okay, that is
Uh,
called a session. Yeah,
Sai,
please.
one moment. Some DOS attacks happening in this layer.
Okay, DOS attacks you are saying. No, it
DOS.
is not related to the layers. I'm explaining this because of you have to
Uh,
understand what how the data is transmitting. Okay.
no, no. I'm not relating asking the layers. Just I'm asking the doubt to it
No,
happened in
DOS
this
attacks
process
are
time.
yeah, DOS attacks are completely different. Okay, it is
Okay.
while we are going to, or while we are going to speak about any kind of attacks, it is not
Okay.
related to these layers. Okay, it
Okay.
is just used for the transition, the data transition only. Okay, the attacks will happen with the help of loopholes of the application you are using, or is there any uh, like uh, loopholes in between this data traffic? Okay, it's not especially considered based on the layers. Okay, you'll get
That's
it.
what I'm
You'll get it.
saying. I'm asking, in this process will be going to happen the DOS, like not only one particular layer. It's all in the process.
No, it's not in that these kind of layers are process. Okay,
Okay.
or suppose you are going to send a specific amount of data to, just a second, getting a call, just a second. I'm sorry for the interruption. See, Chandrakala, it's not related to the layers and all. The thing is, I would like to tell you, okay, if something is happening, you have to get to know, if you want to be a hacker, so how the data is transmitting. So whether the DOS attack or any kind of vulnerabilities while you're finding or penetrating, it is not related to these kind of operating system. Sorry, these kind of layers like networking layers or something. Okay,
Okay.
it is just used for a data transmission. You have to understand, okay, what will happen at the point of time. Maybe there are some kind of attacks maybe connecting to the layers, or any other stuff which is related to the hacking thing, including these layers. It will be disclosed while we are going to the penetration level only. If I'm going to explain
Oh,
you in the deep level, it should take 3 to 4 classes to explain it. Okay,
oh, I understand. Okay.
yeah, yeah, it's okay, no problem. It's a good doubt actually. So once it is going to the transport layer from the session layer, that means he is, or you successfully sent from your end. It is crossed your browser, it is crossed your network, you can say like that. Or you can simply, it is crossed your browser level. After the browser level, it is going to the transport level. In the transport level, that email is converted into individual data packets. The data packets called as a segments. Each segments have a sequence number, port number. Okay, or you can call each and every this packet called as a data unit. Okay, there are a unique sequence numbers are given to that. Let's assume this data unit is called a 1, this data unit is called as 2, this data unit called as 3, or this is called as 4. The numbers are unique, and the port number is going to attach it. Because you are using Gmail, what kind of port number you use? Anyone can guess? Anyone have a guess? We are
Sorry,
going to
come
use
again.
port number.
This is, they are using the private, they will go to the 172, or they are using the public 0 to like 255 around.
See, when it comes to the port number, usually email should send and through the SMTP port, Simple Mail Transfer Protocol (SMTP). That port is defaultly having 25. Okay, let's assume you have a HTTP, right? In every website you have HTTP or HTTPS, right? That is called a port. HTTP is a port, or HTTPS also is a port. For HTTP, you have a port 80. The number is 80, or maybe 8080. Okay,
Oh,
that means
it's not related to the IP addresses codes. You are
no,
saying
no, no. It is
HTTP.
a port.
H-
Port. It is
okay,
different.
okay, I understand.
When
Yes,
it
yes.
comes to HTTPS, that means once you add this SSL TLS, I said you need encryption, right? For
Yeah,
website,
I
they use
understand.
encryption. They are going to inject a specific certificate. That certificate is going to take care of the web traffic. Whatever it is traveling through that website, it is going to in an encrypted format only. Okay, that is called SSL or TLS certificate. Once it is added, the normal HTTP is converted into HTTPS. Okay, it's a secure website. Then it is having a 443 port number. Again, the email also having a specific protocol that is called SMTP. Sorry, SMTP, not PT. SMTP protocol, simple mail transfer protocol, that is having by default 25 port number. So these sequence or these data units are having a individual port number also. Okay, first of all they'll give a unique sequence number and the port number. Okay, by that only it can able to recapture it. While we are sending, you can consider in a pipe we are sending a specific part of object, or we are sending a object into breaken into pieces and we are sending through the pipe. In the other end, your friend is going to take collect that all the parts of that specific object. Again he is going to assemble it again. Okay, so through the internet also, in the transport layer, the data or the email is going to converted into individual data units. That units is going to give a individual sequence numbers. Let's assume there are only 4 data units. This entire email is going to converted into 4 data units. For each data unit have a individual sequence number. This is 1, 2, 3, 4. So each number is a unique one. This is a specific data unit. You can consider the first part of the mail, like you are given hi Chandrakala, hope you are doing well. At that part it is going to converted as a one data unit. That unit have this one. After that you give a body. You are going to send an email to your manager. You write something, or I am going to send you an email. I am writing something here, hi Chandrakala, you are learning well, like that I have sent. It is going to the second part. And the other part, okay, I'm sending you a specific document for interview purposes, please go through it. And it is going to make as a third data unit. And in the end I'm going to give you thanks for your efforts on learning some kind of thing or something. So the entire email is going to convert it into individual data units. Okay, okay, maybe if the email is too big, if it is going to convert it into 100 data units. Okay, all these data units is called as segments also. You can consider it as a segments also. Okay, with the help of segments sending through the transport layer, it is going to assign a specific unique sequence number. Along it is going to attach the port number of that specific data. Okay, at this point of time gmail we are sending sorry email we are sending through the gmail. So we are using smtp. So this 25 number is going to attach it here. Okay, so that once the transport layer attaching these things like a segmentation and desegmentation things are happening, like once the segmentation is happened, sequence number is attached, port number is attached. After that we are going to see the flow control. Okay, we're going to the see sorry we're going to see the flow control. It is going to do the same thing like at the session layer. I told you like this one, right? Like how much amount of thing is going to transfer, it is going to happening, it is going to transfer it to here also. Okay, it is partially happened here, but it is actively happened here. The transport layer is get to know uh, how the data, like how much data we can able to send to the particular receiver and how much data the particular receiver is going to receive. Let's assume you are sending a 1 mbps, but the mobile is can able to understand can receive 500 kb only, like half of the mbps only. It is going to send that much. Or suppose it is sending a 300 kb of data, but the mobile can able to handle 500 kb. Again it is going to ask, hey, you are sending too slowly, please send at least 500 kb, then I can get the data as soon as possible. So the those things like the enrollment will happen exactly at this point of time. Okay, at this point of a transport layer. So the segmentation is happened, sequence number is given, port number is given, and the flow control is also